Hey folks, this is Matt once again. I'm sure some of you guys were wondering, wow, you're actually doing this? Well, considering I've cried and complained and whined about it for a couple weeks, uh, I've gotten so many requests that I do feel bad that a lot of times I don't get to a lot of people's requests, and you guys have always, so many people have been nice to me that, and it's not like I'm destitute, despite some people want to think or anything like that. Is have money. It's just I'm very cheap. But I'm like, you know what? A lot of people wanted my opinion on this film, and money was paid to see this movie because I know someone's going to ask. So the Evil Dead remake, reboot, reimagining 2013. I wanted to go right off the bat. As you all know, I saw the trailer way back when. Did a video, was not a fan of the trailer, just it didn't interest me. That's all the comments I left, didn't interest me. And at this time, the movie's a huge hit. I mean, it costs around 17 million, it's made around 40 some million. They already plan a sequel. Then when Army of Darkness 2 happens, if that ever happens, then they want to do another one where the girl in this and Ash meet and team up. That's the rumor as of right now. Now, real quick light, I did a video a long time ago sharing my thoughts on the Evil Dead trilogy, which I'll put the link down below. But real quick light, the first film. Really enjoy the first Evil Dead film. Second film. Love it. Think it's classic. The third one. To be honest, I saw this one first, and I have some problems with it. Like, for instance, I don't like the fact that really Ash is the reason why the Army of Darkness came to be and all those people getting killed at the end. And they went a little too far from the horror element. And really, Ash doesn't use his chainsaw that much in these movies, if you think about it. So it'd be nice to see that, in a movie. But who knows? Who knows if Army of Darkness 2 actually does happen? Even if it does, who knows what's going to be in it? Because I don't really trust Sam Raimi. And I know people don't be like, Sam Raimi produced this and Bruce Campbell produced this. I'm like, yeah? Bruce Campbell directed Man with a Streaming Brain, and that film sucked ass. Bruce Campbell starred in Alien Apocalypse, and that sucked ass. Bruce Campbell directed My Name is Bruce. Didn't care about that film. I don't like Drag Me to Hell that Sam Raimi did. I didn't care for Drag Me to Hell. And for those wondering, no, I don't know how long this video will be. You already know right now. Move along. Now, but at the same time, let me back up. I wanted to go into this film because when I did that video about the trailer and not being interested in the trailer, got a lot of flack for it. Got a lot of hate for it. Got a lot of angry people. Give it a chance. 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 So I said, okay, I'll listen to you. I'll give it a chance. So what did I think about the film? Simply astonishing. I gotta say, it was utterly, astoundingly awesome. This movie, it was a near perfect experience. I mean, you gotta see this movie, as many times as you can. Well, that's the critics on the poster. Um, my quote would be, I would rather look at my dick for 90 minutes than watch this film again, because at least I'd be more scared of it. Is this as bad as, I mean, let's face it, horror films of late, it's not like they've been that great. So, you have, that'll sound mean. I don't want to sound mean. Say, oh, it's such low standards that, nah. If anyone likes this film, it doesn't matter to me. I disagree whole fucking heartedly. I disagree with the hype. I disagree with the great reviews. I disagree. That's as far as I'll go on that tangent. I disagree with a 7.3 on IMDb. I disagree with the love. I disagree. Is it as bad as Texas Chainsaw filmed in 3 dicks? Or Paranormal Fucktivity Part 9? Or whatever the hell they're at? Is it as bad as Sinister with Ethan Hawke as an asshole and jump steers galore? Or is it as bad as fucking VHS very horrible shit movie? No, but that's not saying much. Is it as bad as the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, aka Nightmare on Rape Street? No. Is it as bad as the Hitcher remake, aka The Bitcher? No. Is it as bad as the Fog remake, aka The Fuck? No. Is it as bad as the Halloween remake, aka Rob Zombie's Halloween Hose? No. But to me, it's still not much to it. To me, this is a flash in the pan, in one ear, out the other. Next week, I'm going to forget about this movie. I really am. And to be honest, when people say it's good, all I have heard, and they have your right to like it for that reason, all I've heard is it's gory. I'm like, yeah, and? But it's gory. It's gorier than what's out. Okay. And what else? But it's gory. I'm like, okay. If I fart out a fucking spleen, if I fart and blood spurt on the goddamn camera, it's not a good movie. If I cut my titties off and juggle them, it's not a movie. These films are gory. This film is gory. But I don't love the original Evil Dead just for gore. I don't. I'll be honest. I did this in my review, but I enjoy the original Evil Dead. Number one, I like Bruce Campbell in the first Evil Dead. I do. Yes, we've grown to love him as Ash, but I actually liked his performance in the first Evil Dead. Granted, it's rough around the edges, and granted, I'm not saying the acting is Oscar caliber. I'm not saying that they're fucking going to win the goddamn Emmy Awards, Academy Awards, any award in the book, and they're not going to do this and that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that there's big character development, and I'm looking for that in Evil Dead film. I'm not saying that either. But I don't mind his performance in the first film. In fact, I prefer to the shit he's doing today. Like, if I looked at the performance in this, I prefer it than what Bruce Campbell did in Alien Apocalypse, than what he did in Man with Screaming Brain, than what he did in My Name is Bruce, than what he's been doing on Burn Notice. I prefer this performance because there's a certain spark to it, in my opinion. And the character, it was simple, but yet he got beat up a lot, but at the same time, he was the last man standing. You felt sorry for him, or I felt sorry for him. I thought there was imagination in this movie. I did. I thought there was imagination in this flick. You know, the camera angles that were different at the time, and little things like, okay, you don't take something that was a comedy like Three Stooges, but you don't make it into horror. For example, the blood filling up with light bulb. Let me switch that around. The light bulb filling up with blood. The other way around would be more crazy, but I don't know how you do it. But a light bulb filling up with blood. The walls leaking out with blood. The blood going down the screen, and you know, this, when Ash closes the door and he turns around, the camera's on this weird angle, and when he goes through and you're on top and go boom, 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 boom. Or he turns, a shot like above his foot and it turns, all of a sudden you're in a different angle. And just, to me, that's a lot of imagination involved. One scene, he sees a mirror and it's weird and he touches it and it's fucking water, liquid, and he screams and shit. That to me is what I'm talking about. Like, those last 20-some minutes of the first Evil Dead are fantastic. I could just watch that, and like, that's better than most movies of today. I would say any movies of today. And yeah, there's flaws, and there's this continuity flaws galore. Like, one man's girlfriend, who's, you know, or sister, I forget which one. I think his girlfriend rises up, and all of a sudden she has fucking gray hair. I guess it's not really her, and I mean, there's continuity fuck-ups, and there's claymation that the effect isn't as effective as today. But yeah, there's a lot to this film, in my opinion. Oh, it's gory and it's brutal. Well, you know what? This, to me, is a better remake. This was brutal. In my opinion, this is gorier and more crazy. This is more brutal and gorier. And plus, it has a really good character that, if I had a beard, kind of looks like me. And I swear to God, this guy looks like the fucking guy in this movie who reads the book. He has almost the same shirt. He wears glasses. Got a beard. He's like from the 70s. Dud from Hills Have Eyes. If I had a beard and my long hair, I look kind of like him, as my friends have told me. I mean, you have some crazy shit in that. And Gore, you're not going to beat this film for Gore. I'm sorry. But this has imagination to it. That has a very likable lead and a kick-ass finale, and just really, to me, that's more brutal. And I think you have a director who knew what he was doing, because he did High Tension. That's another film that's gorier and crazier. Dead Alive. You're not going to get gorier than this, than a fucking zombie baby punching through and... Better horror films of recent years. Or not even that recent. And some of them recent. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. And yes, I enjoyed this film because I like the characters. Same with this film. I thought it was a cool story, told well. Doll Soldiers, much more fun. Yes, I will say The Collector and The Collection. This has crazy kills, but has a likable lead that I really enjoyed. And you can have some good characters in a horror film. That's not... You don't need big character depth. There's not big character depth in The Collector and The Collection, but I like Josh Stewart's character. Not in this, but I like Kevin McKidd as the lead. It's not like this is the most in-depth film, but I like these two guys. And this has practical blood. Practical blood doesn't save a movie. Hell, this movie is still going to be the goriest film ever made, but this has imagination and craziness and fun and weird. I kick ass for the Lord. This film is just... I think because lately you have Paranormal TV found footage stuff, you have PG-13 stuff, or shit like House of the End of the Street, and you just get tremendously shitty films. Like, yeah, this is better than Texas Chainsaw 3 Dicks, but that's not saying much. I know it's 12 minutes in, and people are like, he hasn't even gotten to the fucking movie yet. Well, this is part of the review. Fuck off, then. Be dipped somewhere else. So the movie starts where you have this girl tied up, and you have these weird-looking hicks that I swear is from fucking Wrong Turn, looking at this bitch, and she's baiting, and you find out that her father is going to flick a match and says, "You killed your mother," and she's like, "Motherfucker!" And I'm like, ooh, you trying to be like Radiant and The Exorcist, but Radiant Light. You know, Linda Blair gonna shoot somebody. I know that's... You've seen dozens of films, though. I know that's a weak-ass argument, because you've seen that fucking dozens of movies. But it just... You know, when you have someone's possessed and they're cursing, "Motherfucker," I'm like, you know what? I'm scarier than you. I can go suck on my dick, you cum dumpster, eat shit on a break, suck on my taint and my gold-plated dick. That's not scary. You know? That's not scary. That's not spooky. And then she catches on fire, and you have a little bit of CGI enhancement, which makes sense, but still. Yeah, a little bit of CGI enhancement. Gets her head blown off, which I kind of barely see. I'm like, okay. Then, okay, you have Evil Dead. Then you have pretty much 5 kids. And granted, I know the character development in this is zilch and nah. Jack and shit, and Jack left town. Same with this. Maybe because I just get tired of seeing... I swear they don't pick people now for their acting ability. They pick them for their looks. Granted, maybe because I'm not a model-looking individual. But I swear to God. I swear to God. The acting did nothing for me. Yes, the characters. I know you're not expecting deep characters with an Evil Dead film. But when you come from a trilogy that has one of the most famous characters in horror films, it's kind of a hard transition. you know, it's still like, it is a step down. You have to admit, it is a step down. You can't tell me these characters, any of these characters, are better than even Ash in the first movie. And yes, I like Ash in the first movie because, granted, he wasn't wisecracking, but he was just a regular guy. And I thought he did pretty good. He showed more emotion than the guy in this movie. The guy in this movie is sleepwalking through 90% of the film. Even Bruce Campbell in that first Evil Dead film had more to him than this. So I'm sorry. I can wipe my mind and look at it fresh like that. I really can. You have a girl who's a nurse. You have the lead girl, I think, was it Maya, who's a druggie. You have her brother, the brother's girlfriend, and then this guy who's trying to look like Doug from Hills of Eyes remake. But, okay, don't try to look like me with a beard, you know. There's one guy that can do that. I just think this is a better remake to me. That's my preference. If it's not your preference, oh well. And one thing I noticed before I did it, a lot of stuff that was in the trailer was cut out. Like the Red Band trailer. Granted, there was some shit that I was annoyed with, like, we're gonna get you, not another peep, that was from the first film. They took that out, that was cool. And the ridiculous possessed Mia going, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. I'm like, are you fucking related to Beavis? Are you Beavis' fucking sister? Cut it, cut it. Thankfully they cut that out. But I swear to God, there is a scene in the trailer where the guy, who's the brother, I swear he has a chainsaw with blood hitting his face. Either I'm going psychotic or it was never in this movie. Maybe I'm just going psychotic. Maybe I'm going schizophrenic. But I don't remember that in this movie. So I'm like, wow, one of your bloody scenes not even in the fucking movie. Alright. Anyway. Sure, being deleted scenes on the DVD Blu-ray that I will never get, because I'm never going to watch this movie again. So they all get there, and then you have a repeat in the first film with the necklace, and the necklace looks almost the same. Where instead of it's Ash and his girlfriend, it's brother and sister dealing with the necklace, like the first one. The druddy bitch, dumps the shit down the well. Because I won't call her druddy bitch, because I didn't give a fuck about this girl. Why should I give a shit about? Okay, she's a druddy at the beginning. Then she's acting like a druddy bitch. Then she gets possessed because a fucking turd snake goes up her skirt. Then she's possessed. And then, you know, sometimes, I swear to God, her possessed self makes the fucking growl from Predator. I swear to God, sometimes like, what the fuck are you? Or whatever the fuck the Predator growl. I can't even do it. I can't even do it right. It's like, what the fuck? It's Predator. Predator versus Evil Dead. Or as I'm going to call this, Evil Dead fuck. Yep. The computer says you're dead fuck. The computer don't lie. Evil Dead fuck. That's what it is. Evil Dead fuck, the movie. Because that's what made me feel like a dead fuck. Because it's like, it's not the worst film I've ever seen, but this is, okay, you have some decent gore, but I've seen better gore in movies. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, I've seen gore. But they have more to them. This has more to it. Like, in my opinion, a director who has more experience. I will say, for a first-time director, this guy has some stuff to him. Like, if I look at this as a first-time director compared to The Hitcher, or I should say The Bitcher, or The Fuck, or Nightmare on Rape Street, I just see this guy has some talent, but then do something away from Evil Dead. Do something, I can't say original, because nothing's original anymore, but do something, you know, I want to see what you do after. I mean, hell, Insidious, I was not a fan of the ending, but Insidious is a better horror film than this. But anyway, for some reason, all these fucking people don't have fucking phones. They don't have fucking phones in the cabin. They don't have any fucking cell phones. I don't know why no one has any fucking cell phones. But whatever, it's not even mentioned. I don't even remember a mention of fucking cell phones. I don't know. But then Druddy Bitch has, because, okay, the reason I call her Druddy Bitch is just, I know a lot of people praise this girl. What for? What did she do? She's a druddy bitch, then she screamed, then a turd, then the turd stain goes up her dress, her skirt, and she walks around, you know, and fucking is in a cellar, and then, okay, she rips her arm off and kills one. Okay? And that's it! The whole 20 minutes of the first film really made me love Ash. Granted, I've seen Ash before, but I can even cleanse myself and look at that film and go, okay, wow, these last 20 minutes, you really respect the character of Ash, because he's getting fucked up. He has to chop off his own fucking girlfriend's head, and the rest of the body spit on his face, and he buries it. He's shooting one in the fucking face. He's, you know, doing all sorts of crazy shit. Try and do his best. Granted, I wish they could have used the chainsaw in the first movie. That's another gripe to say it, but, you know, just goes to show you there's more to it than just, you know, blood and guts. But anyway, there's no phone. She's having this cold. They want her cold turkey. That's why they are there. And she smells something before anyone else does. There's this guy, good guy near Jose, Mr. 707 Legend, who mentioned that, and I'm watching this, I'm like, yeah, why is it that she's the first to smell? Because they open this door, and there's like 50 fucking dead animals. I'm like, no one could smell this. I don't know, do dead animals lose their smell after a certain time? Yes, I know it's nitpicking, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun bitching about a movie that wasted my fucking time and money and shit. I'm having fun. It's nice to have fun. You know, I think this is what you guys wanted. So fuck it. Let's have fun nitpicking the shit out of a movie. If I don't like it, why should I give it respect? Oh, but you like, go back to your PG-13. No, how about I go back to a good movie? You know, or you know what? In fact, I'll go back to a good movie. Or you know what? I'll go back to a good movie. And that, you know, keeps going on and on and on. I'll go back to a good movie. Okay, you get the point. It just, there's nothing much to this. They go downstairs, there's like 50 dead animals, and okay, if I go downstairs and I see 50 dead animals or whatever the fuck I'm hanging, I'm like, fuck this, I'm gone, chow. I'm walking through the fucking woods, I'm swimming through the goddamn canal, I'm pissing in the wind, I'm gone, I'm gone the fuck out. But no, they stay there, and it's like, oh, this is, ooh. And then they find the book, which book, like this, much cooler design than the book in this. It's wrapped in barbed wire, and they unwrap it, and the I don't know why the fuck the guy reads it. I understand maybe you're curious, like, okay, you're curious and you're flipping through it, but when you see all this crazy shit that they write in the book, that you see in the book, okay, you're flipping through it. I understand, you know, you're flipping through it. But why would you read it? Like, even if I'm flipping through it, like, I'm not gonna read this shit out loud, like, you know, just. But he reads. It's not the fact he's looking through it, but the fact that he has to actually. Oh, what's this? I'm Mr. Nancy Drew's boyfriend, and he scrubs it, which kind of made me think of. There was this toy way back when I was growing up. It had like a guy who looked like He-Man, but it wasn't. You know, you put a paper on and you scribble it over a top, and there's the image on your paper. So he scribbles it, and there's these words. Which, at least in the original, at least it was a tape recorder that they touched and went, what's this? I don't know what this is. And then they're hearing these words and like, what? And then it got all fucked up. And so it's like, okay, you know, they didn't know. They didn't know much about it. They didn't know what this tape recorder was on it. They didn't know. Had a nice soothing voice of this professor. They didn't know. But okay, you looking through it. Basically, I would look through it and I would keep it and I would sell it. It's like, wow, this is really cool. Shit, how much money can I get paid for this? Wow, look at that. That's not in the movie. Well, this book is in the movie, but I'm like, wow, fuck this, you know, I'm gone, you know, like, is. But that's what I would do. I wouldn't read the shit, especially what was in it, but, you know, he does. He reads it. I didn't. And I understand you gotta do that, otherwise the movie would not be, would not happen, but I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the tape recorder, or hell, they find, you know, there, if there's electricity, maybe there's a TV, and they find a DVD. Because I don't know how, I don't know what year this takes place in, what this movie takes place in. I don't know, but you know, why not modern times? Oh, okay, there's a, I don't know, a VHS, a DVD, something like that. They put it in, they do it. The guy's talking, he says the words, and oh shit, you know, that would have worked, I think, better. But you know, what do I know? Uh, but anyway, she just, the lead girl. I don't understand the praise for this girl because she does nothing but act like a druggy bitch. And I don't know. I didn't care for this girl, the lead girl, like her act. I don't know. Something about her acting just really seemed like a uptight, like type of woman who fucking chin would be up here, think she's better than you. I don't know what it is. Something about her tone and her voice, and I didn't care about her. And of course, these people are stupid enough to leave the fucking keys in the car. So it's like, wow, you have a druggy bitch who's crazy. You know, she wants to get out. So she takes the car and they drive. Boom. She drives crazy, smashes in, gets out. There's a bitch from the ring or the grudge. Pick your poison. She gets tangled on these trees, and like I said, a turd snake comes out, and the turd snake crawls up her fucking skirt, and then she's possessed. I'm like, wow. I was kind of laughing. Just like, oh shit, the turd snake! Get the fuck out of there! I don't know why I sound like Arnold or something, but I don't know. Why don't you just take your get on your knees and but no, can't do that. No, I was surprised like didn't like. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing because you know maybe that's a good thing that it wasn't that intense. I don't know. Maybe I should not be complaining. Be like fucking Serbian film too, Electric Boogaloo. But but the bitch from the ring gave her STDs, so now she's all fucked up. And you know she does the whole whisper thing. That's like the first, you know, when you get STDs from a grudge bitch in the woods, your first hint is whisper acting. So you have to get me out of here. And I'm like, are you trying to be like William Shatner? I'm like, what's up with this shit? I mean, I swear the two guys, you know, the one with the beard and the brother, they're trying to have like a sleepwalking face off. Just like the guy with the beard is like, yeah, he doesn't care about us in a long time. And I'm like, can you know, wake up, you know, get some caffeine and shit, you know. I mean, wake up, god damn it. And then, you know, they notice stuff. The brother notices that the dog, which is called Grandpa, which I'm like, I didn't know this is nitpicking, but fuck it. I don't like the movie. Fuck it. Why the fuck is the dog called Grandpa? A dog called Grandpa? The fuck is like? It's like having a dog called Apple, or a dog called Computer, or a dog called fucking Cottonmouth Joe, or something. I don't. Have a dog called Dick. Hey Dick, come on Dick. Where's Dick? In your pants. No, where's the fucking Dick? I don't know. Up your ass. But anyway, Grandpa is dead, and once in a while they do these little stupid flash cuts, which I don't get. Like the brother, when the brother's in the basement, they look in the basement, and then in case we are stupid, it has to flash back for about 3 seconds to what we saw at the beginning of the girl getting burned. Because we're stupid as an audience. I know I'm stupid. I can admit that. I know some people don't be pissed at my reviews. You're stupid. I'm like, I just said I'm stupid, obviously. I need to be reminded of that. And same with this dog, and you see a hammer, and I could put 2 and 2 and equal 4, but they think I'm going to say it's 7 or 11 or 6, 9. No, instead, he looks at the hammer, and then it has to flash to, oh, the possessed girl hit the dog. I'm like, no shit. Sherlock Holmes. I kind of knew that. I figured it out. But anyway, gets the girl. She's having another fit. Try to get out. The bridge is blocked off. The 2 guys still having a sleepwalking contest. I will say this is one decent shot where Leo gets possessed again. The camera goes in to the cabin. Yeah, the cabin. I said Cameron. The cabin, and you see the windows blow out. Okay. That's nice. But then the nurse gets, puked on with tomato juice. Because I think the fucking bitch had V8 or something or whatever. Maybe STD, so that's the second step. First step is whisper acting. Second step, you puke fucking tomato juice onto fucking... Yes, I know it's blood, but it looked like tomato juice. Onto the nurse girl. Because in this film, possessions are from bodily fluids. And exchange of body fluids. So I guess, like I said, STDs. So it's bodily fluids now. Like every fucking virus, so like any other infection movie, pretty much, is like whatever, not really big deal. So they lock her in the cellar. The girl, she's in the bathroom. The fucking what you saw in the trailer, the little bathroom door closes, the cabinet. She looks and sees that her face is all cut up. And then she stops and for some reason pisses her pants. That's the third step. Okay, that's the third step of being possessed. First is whisper acting. Second is fucking tomato juice, puke. And third, you piss your pants. Just like 3 steps of watching this movie. You piss in your pants. And then, like you saw in the trailer, the guy goes in, the guy with the beard, the girl has her face cut, and I'm like, okay. Cabin Fever, the girl cut her fucking legs. I'm like, okay, cut her face, okay, but how about let's be more inventive? That's what the thing about Evil Dead. These films were inventive. These were inventive films, inventive movies, like a fucking eyeball flying into someone's mouth. And fucking... these were crazy, inventive films and flicks. This is particularly inventive when it was first made, with its camera angles and the camera stuff. Hell, if this film was the same as that film but it had Bruce Campbell, I don't know if it'd be any better. Maybe Bruce Campbell, if he acted more like go back to what you were in the first and second film, and not just be Bruce Campbell as Bruce Campbell, because it's not really that inventive of a movie. It's not that imaginative. How about the girl cuts her eyelids off, or shaves her fingers so that they're bones, or fucking cuts her ears off, or cuts her nose so you have this weird bony nose, or I don't know, you could be more inventive than, okay, she cuts herself, she cut her face. Get good practical effects. I give credit that they did practical effects. I really do. Of course, they had $17 million. Like 15, 17 million bucks. I would hope they could. I don't know why you can have 15, 17 million bucks and you pretty much shoot in one goddamn location with a fucking cabin. Why you wouldn't be able to do practical effects? I mean, at least these films are more crazy. Like Evil Dead 2, you have fucking bodies coming up and juggling their heads, and no fucking head trying to kill someone with a chainsaw, and the whole room filling up with blood, and hands giving you the finger and telling you to go fuck yourself, and creatures, and you know. Hell, there's one here that I didn't even put. Feast. The first Feast movie, to me, has more of that energy of Evil Dead. Has more of that energy and imagination. The first Feast film, to me, is miles better than this movie. You know, I really want to go back and get that, because I can't believe I forgot that. But the first Feast movie. I know. This is not about what it could have been. This is about judging the movie by itself. And so far, it's just ho hum. Don't care. Don't really care about the characters. Don't care about the acting. I thought the acting was either so at best, forgettable to be honest. I don't give a fuck about anybody. I don't give a fuck about Jody bitch who's possessed and sometimes sounds like fucking Predator. I don't give a fuck about the lead guy who's kind of sleepwalking through his goddamn role. The guy with the beard, okay, you know. He's the guy who gets his ass kicked a lot and keeps on ticking. And he's the one going, no, it's not her on drugs. It's her, it's this witchcraft shit. So he's the one kind of being reasonable. But it's not enough to really care when he dies. Anyway, the nurse is cutting herself in the face, stabs that guy with the beard with a needle. And then the guy just takes a piece from the bathroom and smashes her head in. And when he smashes her head in, you just see the guy slamming down. It's not like you see her head exploding and shit. It's nothing like that. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, clear on aisle 69. What the fuck? I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, she pissed herself, now her head's gone. The brother's boyfriend. That'd be a different movie. The brother's girlfriend gets dragged down the fucking cellar. And again, you're trying to be scary by following. I say Rob Zombie, but they did that in The Exorcist, where, oh, okay, she's possessed and she's talking like a dirtbag. You know, taste me, you dirty cunt. I'm like, taste my dick, you dirty bitch. You know, that's not scary. And okay, she cuts her tongue like in the trailer and kisses her. Okay, I've seen fucking movies where they cut dicks off and feed it to dogs, and I still thought the movie was shit. And that was called Hostel 2. And, you know, I've seen crazy gore and Hatchet 2 and Laid to Rest. Crazier gore and gorier. Gore doesn't mean everything. I'm like, when she's saying this shit, I'm like, is a fucking crucifix nearby? Is it gonna go in her cooch? But no, they didn't do that. Thankfully. And then that girl, she gets out and her hand went bad, so she locked off at the wrist. No, sorry, that's a different movie. But her hand does go bad, and she has an electric knife and cuts it off. And they duct tape it. Duct tape it. And then she gets fucked up, shoots a couple nails with a nail gun. And the guy with the beard is getting shot so much in his nail gun, I was laughing my ass off. Dude, it is so fucking stupid. He got shot so much with so many goddamn nails, I was laughing. I'm like, this is too fucking... Really? How many times you don't get shot with these fucking nails? And yeah, I'm sure realistically, nail guns don't do it that way, but I didn't care, because it's a movie like that. I'm like, whatever. If it was in a better movie, I wouldn't give a shit about it. I mean, and basically, all the guy does, the brother, is shoot her arm off. And all of a sudden, she's not possessed anymore. And I'm like, she gets unpossessed by you shooting her other arm off? Okay. And I guess she died of blood loss. I'm like, wow, you killed that easily. Unless I missed something entirely. I could have been. Maybe I fell asleep. I'm like, fucking thinking, oh my god, what the fuck should I be doing other than this? And walk out. But I'm not going to have a movie walk out. Again, the Theme prequel is worse. Total Recall's remake is worse. Rape Street, that fucking remake is worse. You know, Theme prequel is worse. If I didn't walk out of that, I'm not walking out of this. Because at least this does have good practical effects, but it's not much. It's not like there's tons of gore either, which I'd get to. I mean, after that, the fucking guy with the beard for some reason is laughing like a dickhead when the fucking girl's dead. Why the fuck is he laughing? I'm like, shoot him now in the fucking face. They go off, the brother comes back, and then for some reason, he has this, MacGyver moment where, oh shit, I know what to do. I'm going to bury her, and I'm going to do this. Then he's in the basement. He gets thrown around in this MTV style editing bullshit, so you don't know what the fuck's going on. He fucking gets her. His buddy helps him, but he gets stabbed and ultimately dies. And he buries her. I don't know why the fuck he puts on this goddamn red dress. Is that part of the ritual that I missed? Oh yeah, that's another fun thing. Knowing what the fuck's coming before you know it. Because half the time, they show the book and the page. They show you what's going to happen next. So they show a figure with the face off, and then you have the girl cutting her face. And then it's like, wow, thanks for spoiling shit. Okay? Once again, I'm not an idiot. You don't need to spoil it before it happens. Okay? I don't need to see it in the page of the book before you do it. Okay? Just do it. I mean, I think they did that better in Evil Dead 2. What do I mean? In Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, they did that better. Because in Evil Dead, you have... Let's see if it's actually in here. It should be this. Which, is when the book is being burned. Or Evil Dead 2, when you have the picture of the guy holding and the girl, after Sarah Berry says he was supposed to destroy the evil, and Ash goes, well, he didn't do a very good job, and that's going to be Ash at the end. See that? I just see one time, but like each time? How about you just tell the whole movie in the first 5 minutes, spoil everything, and then just do it? But yeah, he goes in the basement, shaky cam shit, MTV editing shit, anyway, fucking buries her in this red dress, I don't know why in the red dress. Then uncovers her and does this shit where he gets this defibrillator and jumpstarts her heart and has like 50 fucking syringes. I know my friend Mike liked this, but I didn't care for this scene. I thought it was fucking laughable. I'm like, Jesus Christ, really? The whole idea of, wow, that's how you get unpossessed? You just bury them, and then you kickstart their heart, as the song goes. It just seemed lame. Like, that's really... Just, hey, let me bury them for a little bit, and then jumpstart their heart, and all of a sudden, the demon's gone, and... she's perfectly fine. Like, nothing wrong with her face, nothing wrong with anything. Her tongue's fine, everything's fine. I'm like, okay. I don't know, just seemed lame. I don't know what it was. Just seemed lame. He goes back in the cabin, gets hit in the neck, self-sacrifice, shoots the can of gas. What hit him in the neck was the guy with the beard. He's possessed. The guy shoots the gas can, blows up the cabin, or puts it on fire. Then pretty much the demon comes out of the ground, and the grudge lady, the fucking brain take your poison. Just call her the grudge lady. That's what she pretty much is, the grudge lady. Nothing much to this demon, just a grudge lady running around. Great, I like the idea that they did this, that they mentioned before that it was going to rain blood and you have bloody rain. Okay, I like the idea, it's bloody rain. But the finale's not much. It's she goes somewhere, stabbing through the fucking shed with a machete, and I'm like, that made me think of fucking The Raid Redemption, which was done better, where the lead guy in The Raid Redemption is hiding, and they're stabbing through it, and this was handled better because it stabs and it cuts the guy's arm, and the guy has to be quiet, and the guy has to wipe the blood before the guy pulls his blade out so that there's no evidence. And it was handled in that film better, The Raid Redemption, and that was for like, I don't know, $1 million. This was like 15, 17 million. I mean, the ending wasn't much. Just, she grabs a chainsaw, which finally gets used at the very end. Granted, it's more than the first movie, but hey, even got used more in the second movie, really. Not, I can't wait. Just keep these better movies. And pretty much says a line, stabs in the face. Now, the way I heard it described, I thought it actually, she was going to stab in the stomach and go all the way up. But that's not really the case. She just stabs it in the face and just goes up. I thought it was actually going up and going all the way up like this. But no, it's just... I'm like, oh, okay. I go back to this movie. Remember the zombie baby punching through the woman and with her face? I'm like, that was more fucking crazy. I don't know. I keep bringing that up because people want to say this is the most brutal, violent horror film ever. And I went, okay. Day of the Dead, choke on it, fucking Reanimator, Hellraiser. Fucking name dozens more, but what do I know? If you hear that ringer, that's God saying, "Shut the fuck up! This movie's good." More like I'm doing clothes, so just let it go while I'm doing this. But I know it's getting too long. I'm sure people will be bitching, but it's too long. And granted, I will give credit. There's no downbeat ending. I was surprised as shit about that. I give credit to that. Because if you think about it, this has a downbeat ending. But I think when I first saw this film, knowing that there is a part 2 and 3, I knew when I first saw this film, I mean, I can only think of my own personal experience watching the flick. So it's like, okay, it ended that way, but it's not downbeat because you have this film. Anyway. I know people say, well, that's a downbeat. Well, not now. In the scheme of things, hell, I thought the same way of this, but when they made the sequel, not a downbeat ending anymore, because sequel works. So I'll give credit to the director. I'm not going to call the director a hack. It seems like he has some decent shots. And really, the only ones that come to mind is when you see the girl on top of the car from the original film, or the shot, like I said, when she's screaming and the camera goes into the cabin and facing the people. But there's not a lot of imagination in the shots. There's not a lot of imagination in the camera work and camera angles. I mean, you have a lot of references. You have the car. You see a shot of the clock from the original film. You have, I think, around 2 or so scenes of the forest going through the woods. I think in daytime. But it just wasn't a lot of... If you're doing an Evil Dead remake, then other than money, why are you doing an Evil Dead remake if you're not going to bring a big... That was kind of my... I feel like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake and this Nightmare on Rape Street, or Evil Deadfuck, as this movie is now called to me. The Evil Dead films are like Nightmare on Elm Street films where there's a lot of imagination being used. A lot of imagination. And if you're not going to bring that if you're not going to bring that to the table, why the fuck are you doing it other than money? We won't be realistic. It's an Evil Dead film about demons. Don't give me realism when you got shot fucking 50 times with a goddamn nail gun and you're still going and all this other shit. Anyway. But, be imaginative with it. Be crazy and weird and holy shit, wow, what the fuck? That's like the last 20 minutes of The Evil Dead and the complete movie Evil Dead 2. And, people say, like, horror films of recent years, I've seen better. I've mentioned some that were better. Either they're more fun or they're more entertaining or they're... I think this is more brutal. And I love the ending. I love the third act in this. This is a good revenge movie. If you think about it, the last third of this movie is a great revenge film. I really like the lead character. And it's just, to me, this movie, okay, what gore does this movie have? I know everybody talks about the gore. The little headshot at the beginning, which, was kind of muffled with the CGI enhancement, fire. And there's probably some real one, but there is some enhancement. Because, maybe there's no way they could do it. I don't know. But that wasn't much. So I don't even want to count that. The turd snake going up her skirt, that's not a gore scene. Maybe I should be thankful for that. I'm trying to think. Okay, the drone cut in her face that you saw in the Red Band trailer. Which, again, wasn't much. I mean, when I see fucking Hellraiser and shit, they're cutting the entire fucking face off and shit. I mean, well, hell, even face off. With fucking John Travolta, they took a whole face off. Cabin Fever, she's shaving her fucking legs and her face is off and eaten away. I mean, fuck, they. God, I'm already forgetting this film. That's what I mean, this film. Oh, shit. Oh, the needle is under his eye. But when the guy got stabbed in the bathroom, I don't know, I just. Watch a Lucio Fulci movie and you'll see more crazy shit with eyeballs. Uh, I'm trying to think. When he kills her in the bathroom, it's not gore. You just see the guy slamming it down, and that's it. How was that one? I guess the girl cut her arm off. The ton. When the girl gets her other arm blown off. Oh, I saw that fucking Red Scorpion guys get their arms blown off. Rambo 4 is a gorier movie, folks. Rambo 4 is a gorier fucking movie. And a better one. But that's a gorier movie. Yeah, heads and throats and guts and kids thrown into fucking fires. Rambo 4 is a much brutal film, but I don't see people calling it simply astounding. You have to see it and critics giving it the pass. Rambo 4 is more brutal. Throwing kids in fires. Shooting people in the face and taking 50 calibers and shooting them when they're only this far away into a bloody pulp. Cutting heads off and fuck, if it went further, it'd be cutting dicks off and shoving up people's asses. Rambo 4 is brutal. More brutal. That's an action movie. That's more of a horror movie than Evil Dead remake. But, is that just about gore? And then after that, it's. Well, the last demon getting killed. That's pretty much it. Imagination-wise, I would give credit to The Bloody Rain. At least it wasn't fucking purple rain and shit. It was fucking red rain, okay. I give credit to that. But, other than that... the defibrillator, I thought that was ridiculous. I thought, wow, that's lame that you just bury her and my God, possessed girl sometimes growling like a fucking predator. Maybe no one else knows it, but I certainly did. The score was forgettable. Hell, the piece of music you didn't hear that. That was creepier than any music in this. This one where the characters. I know I'm not looking for big character depth, but there's what about these people? Mia is a druggy bitch. Then she's possessed. Then she's back. Oh yeah, she rips her arm off when she gets trapped in order to get to the chainsaw. Okay, that's one thing I missed. Okay. Again, some good practical effects, but I've seen gorier movies. But I do good practical effects. You can do that in a movie. And maybe that's why it's getting praised. It's like, look, it's a very gory film in theaters. I'm like, yeah, so was Rambo 4. And critics didn't love it. And, it didn't get this much hype. Maybe it's because, well, it's all 100% practical. Okay, I give you credit to that. There's some CGI in that, but there's some practical in Rambo 4. But I grant there's some CGI, I understand. It's the fact that it's 100% practical. But so's Jack Brute's Monster Slayer. And, there was practical stuff in this movie. This thing get a theater release and get a $30 million opening weekend. I want to see a franchise to this. That fucking Evil Dead 2 remake, which they want to do. Following this Mia girl who I don't give a rat's ass about. I don't care about her. The original film, even the original film itself, I liked Ash because, yeah, he got beat up. Because that was a good surprise. Granted, it wasn't a surprise when I first saw it because it was the last one I saw, but I could see it from the point of view of you're not expecting this guy to be the last surviving guy. You know from the beginning that this girl is going to be the lead and that she's going to survive. Of course, they spoiled it before the film was made that here is your lead. There is no Ash, but here's your lead. This girl. I'm like, wow, you just spoiled it. She's going to be the last one. Wow, you just spoiled the shit. Good job, promotional motherfucker. Good job promoting that movie. You gave it away. So much for a surprise. But I just thought Bruce Campbell back in that time just had a certain charisma to him. He was just a regular guy. Yeah, he's rough around the edges in the acting, but I liked him. I liked that he got beat up, but he kept going. He was scared. He was normal. He had more emotion than the guy in this movie. Both of them. And he did the best he could. He cut his girlfriend's head off. He fucking, after, beating the shit out of these 2x4, he shooting with shotguns. Shooting ones in the face, or when he gouges one's fucking eyeballs and I like that part, Great, he didn't have using the chainsaw, but he was doing other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it was fun. But I don't know, I don't know what it was. And granted, the claymation is, but at least I understood that was, 1980 or 19, when, I don't know when they first made it. I know it took a while for it to do, though. This movie just was not much to me, other than, okay, some good gore, and that's all the movie had, was some good gore. Maybe that's more than I can say for Texas Chainsaw 3D, or fucking Sinister, or a number of other films. I respect the fact they use practical effects, but that's it? No, it wasn't scary, but, I'm going to be in my 30s. Nothing much scares me except bills and STDs. Which, again, 3 rules. When you get STD, you don't, the third one, you don't piss your pants. The second one, you don't, okay, number 1, whisper acting. Number 2, you spit fucking throwing up tomato juice. And 3, you piss your pants. Anyway, and 4, you curse like Rob Zombie's movie, which I know was done before Reagan. But then when that's happening, I'm like, God, it just made me think of The Exorcist, or even the makeup when someone's possessed. I don't know. Personal preference, I like the ones they did in the original film with the white eyes, and I just thought that was a little bit creepier, the way they looked in that. And it shows the most little thing, like getting a fucking pencil stabbed into your part of your like Achilles tendon, could be more squirm worthy than an arm being blown off. And I don't know. I know I'm getting to an hour. I know people are gonna be pissed, but fuck it. Bottom line, I don't care about anybody in the film. I don't care about Maya. I don't care about the actress. I didn't care for her performance, either her whisper acting, or being a druggy bitch, or she's possessed. Don't give a fuck about her. I don't give a fuck that she would, if she lived or died. Honestly, by the end of the film, if it was a downbeat ending, I wouldn't give a fuck. Because I didn't care. The other actors I didn't really care about. There's really in one ear out the other. I know people say the same of this, but if you want me to judge the film on its own, there you go. I don't care about anybody. I care about Amy Steele in Friday the 13th Part 2. I care about Lisa Wilcox in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. I care about Josh Stewart in The fucking Collector. This guy here. I don't care about anybody in this movie. I care about Doug from Hills and Vines, played by Aaron Stanford. But I don't care about anybody in here. I care about Kevin Dillon in The Blob when I first saw it when I was a kid. And Shawnee Smith. I don't care about anybody in here. You can do that in horror movies. If I don't give a fuck, then what to do? If everyone died. I don't care. And I don't think there's much imagination. I don't think there's much to the film. I thought it was boring. I thought it was... There's little shit that bugged me, but it's nitpicking. And, you know, none of it was creepy. None of it was scary. None of it was fun or brutal or intense or... It just had a couple scenes of gore, but even films like Laid to Rest that went direct to DVD is more gory and crazy with its gore. Hatchet 2 is more crazy with its gore. And it's gorier films. You know. And I'm not even a big fan of the Hatchet. It's got good... Hatchet has good gore too, but I don't give a fuck about the movie. I know someone's going to ask, since I'm not a fan of Cabin in the Woods, which do I like better, this or Cabin in the Woods? Neither. I don't watch this movie. I don't watch... You know what? I'll go watch this movie. Okay, I'll go watch that. Okay, I'll go watch this. Half people can watch Cabin in the Woods, half people can watch Evil Dead Remake. I'll watch this by myself. I'll watch this by myself. I'll watch this by myself. There's a question. They both, in different levels, don't interest me. And I just... Yeah. Oh, yeah, and of course, after the credits, you have a little scene where you hear audio from the original film, and then you have Bruce Campbell say, groovy. You know, turn look. I'm like, okay. So what? But Bruce Campbell said groovy. I'm like, okay. And doesn't mean anything. Groovy. Okay? You know, I can watch this film and get the same, hear the same line, but have a better experience. But Bruce Campbell said groovy, okay? Now I'm saying groovy. Does that mean anything? No. If I'm just putting a clip, groovy, of Bruce Campbell saying, who gives a shit? Is this Bruce Campbell saying groovy? Okay, good, groovy. How about this? How about you take that $15, $17 million and just make Evil Dead 4? And you could call it Evil Dead, the mission, I don't know, give any fucking subtitle you want. Evil Dead, Regeneration. You steal a tile from one of the video games. Oh, but they don't care about Bruce Campbell. Well, we don't know anyone in this movie either. But Bruce Campbell's a nobody. You think these people are nobody? They're nobody? No one's heard of these people? I've never heard of any of these people. I'm sure maybe if you guys, okay, fine, I'm wrong. I've never heard of these people in the Evil Dead remake. These 4 or 5 people. They're a bunch of nobodies to me. So let's have a bunch of nobodies. Oh, well, the general public don't know Bruce Campbell. Well, does the general public know these kids? No, it's just they are good looking and they're hot. Okay? There's no titties. No. Well, there are no titties, but Evil Dead films are not really known for titties. Well, there's one that you kind of see, but, well, you know, Undead. That when the girl has no head, you see a little bit of titties. At least I did. Maybe it was my imagination. But anyway, I don't know more to say. I didn't mean for this to go to fucking over an hour. I know people will be pissed. I'm not watching the hour. Then don't watch it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate and a lot of bullshit. But fuck it. Ciao.